Wake up, people. I'm exhausted, and welcome back to the Stanley Parable. In this episode, we're going to try to do things exactly the way the game wants us to do it. I've been thinking about this game for a while now, and I am so ready to get back into it. Kept me up last night. Alright, so we're back into it. Let's just follow what the narrator says.
Gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Everything's still the same. I see you're still drawing in there.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, we're just gonna follow it to a T this time. I'm not gonna try to do some mind control stuff. I'm not gonna try to escape. I'm just gonna follow it exactly the way it wants me to.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Tips for not getting fired. Don't get fired.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. They couldn't possibly have known this.
Wait, I clicked that.
Yet
Okay.
incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
So for you guys who didn't see the first episode, last time, I accidentally activated a nuke or something, or a self-destruct thing on accident. Don't ask me how, but also I tried taking the escape path. All that did was kill me, and I got to the end of the game that way. But I want to do things correct.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Interesting. Yeah, we're about to come up on the
Stanley
mind
walked
control.
straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Mind control facility. Let's do it. I'm just gonna follow it exactly the way it wants me to. I'm gonna play the game the way it wants me to.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yes. Well, I already know, kind of. I mean, it said mind control facility. I think we all kind of know what this place is capable of. Controlling minds.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each
Anything
bore the
interesting?
number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. It was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But
It's an
here was the
interesting
proof,
concept.
the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Oh, okay. So it wants me to do that because the last time I did that, everything kind of went sideways real quick. Okay, so is this the control? I thought that was the button. Is that not the button to turn it off? Oh yeah, that doesn't do anything. But yeah, it's an interesting concept. He's under mind control, but if you think about it, we are controlling him right now as I play this. So, I mean...
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Okay, last time I think I turned it on. That's why everything went so poorly. No way, is that the end of the game?
Blackness
Oh.
and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet,
It's not going
even
to
as
happen.
the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Is this going to be real? Or is this like a screen?
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation,
The freedom
the
ending.
immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Beat the game. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Get some rest. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to ever end the episode like that.
All of his co-workers were
I need
gone.
answers.
What could it mean? Stanley decided
Maybe I
to
need
go
to
the
search
meeting
more?
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay. There's one thing that I haven't done yet, and that's at the staircase. I've never taken a right, and well, I guess there's two things. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things that I've never done. But I have never taken a right, and I've never went down the stairs. So we're gonna try those things today. Ooh, whoa. Okay, I clicked that computer. Hang on. Oh man, did I come from there? I don't remember. I'm already disoriented somehow. But I pressed that button and it said input received. So I'll have to keep that in mind. Are all these locked as well? I'm gonna check every door.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, so this time I'll be taking the door on the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yes, that's what I'm doing. Narrator. Of course. I would never deviate. I'm just going to the employee room real quick.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate,
can't zoom.
beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Yes, of course. That's what I
But
was doing.
eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, I can't. No, I don't want to. That door's gonna shut behind me if I do that.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Extremely rude. I'm a great employee. What are you talking about? I press the buttons. I get up every day and I do it. What's happening here? Alright, so warning, do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. It will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. Okay.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Does it
I'm not
want me
your
to jump
enemy,
off?
Really, I'm not. I
I could
realize that
land up.
investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone
Hey.
you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Her?
This is
Ooh,
it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who are we talking about here? Ooh, I don't like that. Is there anything else I can, like, mess with before I go in the abyss? Who is she? Is she gonna be like a computer or something? Ah, okay.
That's her, Stanley. You
Can I
need
answer
to-
it? Oh my god. I keep cutting off the narrator. Who is it? Where am
Stanley, is
I?
that you?
Yes.
Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread
You
out
good?
of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your
Oh dear god.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but
Okay,
you're in
jeez.
my story now.
Okay.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Good morning, employee 427. Press P on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a
Ah, I
job
should have
that
pressed something
demands
else. I should have
nothing
pressed
of
like
him,
Q.
and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
What if I... Okay. I'll press another buttons here. Alright.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
7.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk,
Hello,
Stanley
honey.
dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Press T to watch TV.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Press Y to spend time with the boys. Hell
So
yeah, I'll press
he went
Y.
further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Please press 3 to prepare dinner.
As he
Okay.
wandered
Oh,
through
okay.
this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations.
Everything's
Down
kinda
one
falling
path
apart.
lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called
baby?
it the Stanley Parable.
Am I the baby? Please press Y to tell your kids a story.
It was
Don't make
such
me
a
cry.
wonderful fantasy.
Don't make me
and
cry,
so in his
video.
head, he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Please press C to tell your wife you love her.
But
Love
there
you,
is
honey.
no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Press R to go to sleep.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
I'm gonna do it. I'm sorry. I know I said I was gonna do everything he said, but I tried that in the beginning and it didn't work, so I'll just do
You
it.
see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button.
Please die. At least he's being polite.
Again.
Alright, how do I
Stanley
die?
pushed a button. And
I didn't press anything. Did the game crash? Did I crash? Did I die? I think I died. Alright. Well, I think that's gonna be the end of part 2 of the Stanley parable. We tried doing what he told us to do. That didn't work. We tried going off the beaten path. That didn't work. But I think we're getting closer. We're learning about people. We're learning about ourselves. And we're learning more about the narrator and more about this place. And I am into this. I am so into this. I love the style. I love the just everything about this game, like how it boggles your mind, how it makes you think. So I hope you guys are liking this game. If you are, let me know down in the comments below. Drop a like on this video. If you really liked it, consider sharing it, subscribing. Have a great rest of your night. Get some rest.